So your project is ready. It's all set. So what's stopping you from getting to the next level? What's stopping you from starting this project and finishing it? I'll tell you what. It's the money. It's the funding. You don't have the funds to get your movie, TV idea, or any kind of project that you're doing off the ground. Lucky for you, times are about to change. I've developed this program on raising sponsorships that's going to have you raising thousands and thousands of dollars so that you can start and finish your next project. Now, you know, when you're listening to someone who's giving you the whole garble about sponsorship, you have to make sure they have a proven track record. If you type my name in the internet, you're going to see that I've worked with thousands of brands, major brands, and I've raised millions of dollars in sponsorships. I definitely consider myself the king of sponsorships. I'm going to release my program to you so that you can get started and finish your project. I hear it all too many times that people are going to remortgage their house, they're taking out a loan, they're going to secure seller financing, buyer financing, they're doing a whole bunch, they're borrowing hard money. People are searching all different ways to try to find funding to start your project. Even Kickstarter, Indiegogo, that might raise you some money, but there's no reoccurring revenue. There's no way that you could build a relationship with that one person that's sending you the money. And most of the time, those sort of platforms for raising any type of sponsorship or funding dollars stop at usually one project, and they're usually your family members that are giving you the money. You can't build a business, you can't be successful doing something on an ongoing basis if you're getting $10 or $100 or $1,000 from Uncle Harry. You can't raise sponsorship like that. So I've developed this course, this sponsorship course, an easy online course that's going to have you raising sponsorship dollars, funding dollars to get your project off the ground. It all starts with raising money. And I'm not talking about bank loans, and I'm not talking about digging into your own personal investments or anything. I'm talking about getting people to pay, companies to pay to be involved in your project. It's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. I'm going to show you simple and easy, quick methods for raising sponsorship dollars so that you can complete your TV, film, or any project. You can use this method to apply it to anything out there. To get started, sign up for the course. We're going to go through some simple, basic steps. Of course, the show and the program outlines making movies and TV shows, because that's basically what I've usually raised my sponsorship dollars based on. But it can be pretty much applied to anything you're doing these days. I have a big gripe about any type of Indiegogo campaigns or Kickstarter campaigns. I think they're a big scam, to be honest with you, and I think that they prey on your friends and family to feel sorry for you more than actually building a relationship with a large company that could constantly give you funding time and time again, project after project. What you want to do is build a relationship with a company who's got a cash flow revenue and is going to be investing in you and investing in what you're doing. You have a great story idea, you have something to tell the world that you want to put in a film or TV idea, you want to launch it. Are you creative enough to do that? Well, you're going to need those sponsors behind you to keep that show going. Let's say you pitch a TV idea or a film idea, or a movie script or something like that. Let's say you pitch it to a network and they don't want to buy it for a licensing deal. Let's face it, licensing deals are few and far between today, where a licensing deal means basically a broadcast is going to make a deal with you where they pay you for the actual material to air. That doesn't always happen. So in that case, does your project get put aside? Well, most people leave that project aside for 14, 15 years. I mean, I've been speaking to people who got the greatest movie idea for the last 20 years and they can't get it off the ground. What you have to do is get it funded yourself, but it's not easy. It's easy if you know a method, and that's the Joe Ciminera Raising Sponsorship Method. I'm going to show you quick and easy steps that if you follow them, you'll be closing deals and sponsorships like you wouldn't before. And the thing about this is I'm also going to show you where to get the sponsors, how to obtain the sponsors. I'm going to show you how to make the media kit, how to pitch the media kit, who to pitch the media kit to. There's an endless amount of sponsorship that's out there. Any project that I have ever done, and you can search every project I've done a mile long, has had some sort of sponsorship money attached to it. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into how to raise money effectively, because if you don't have the money, even though I teach a course that you can make a movie for little or no money, that's fine. You got the movie made, right? What about the marketing? You are not going to sell anything to anyone unless you can market to the masses. I'm telling you, and if you think that comes free or cheap, you're out of your mind. Now that is something that you're going to need to pay for. So what you do is you build your project, you make your project for a little to no money, and then you keep 90% of the funds all to marketing. Because the marketing is what's going to sell your idea, folks. The marketing is what is going to reach that person that's going to buy your product. Without that, you just have another great project sitting on the shelf somewhere. You know, no matter how good that project is. And I've met so many talented people over the years that have made films and movies and TV shows. And I'm saying to myself, man, they just couldn't get it into the networks. They couldn't, they just couldn't do anything with it. And when they finally make it, they can't get it out there. It's like, a certain circle of people that know about this individual, know about this person, see it, but they can't get it to the masses. Why can't they get it to the masses? Because number one, they don't have a good marketing program, but any good marketing program is going to cost some money. Let's face it. Facebook, Instagram, Google are not going to put out ads for you for free. And if you think you're going to get far with that little $100 coupon that they send in the mail, you're out of your mind. So if you can spend $1 in marketing to get $10 or $100 back, that's the way to do it. I show you how to do that. But in order to get that marketing, who's going to pay for the marketing dollars? It's going to be the sponsor. They're going to get the product placement, whether it's a movie or a TV show or any kind of project. They're going to get the placement on that particular project. They're going to benefit from that on their end, so that when people see you working with a particular project, when people see you working with something, they're going to go back and buy it, like this light can or teleprompter or something like that. We're going to go after those types of companies, and there's millions of different companies. I'm going to show you how to target new companies that get created every day that have a $5 million marketing budget that they need to put into broadcast and media digital advertising, right? I bet you there's a whole nother world out there, folks. And when I did this, I started doing this 20 years ago, man, and my method right from the beginning worked for me. Why? Because I was doing things so different out there. If a million people are going this way, Joe Ciminera is going that way. And I'm creating something that nobody else is doing. And I created this for the last 20 years. And, so many people ask me all the time, they're like, Joe, you making another movie? How'd you get it funded? How did you get that car that's in your video to fund the movie? So, there are ways to approach people, and you have to approach the right people in a company to convince them to send you the money. Every single company has a marketing budget. They set this marketing budget every year. Sometimes it's a year or two in advance. And they set the budget for broadcast media, trade shows, digital marketing. That money has to be spent. If it's not spent, it usually doesn't get rolled over. And most of the time, marketing people in that position don't want to go to their higher ups and say that they did not want to spend the money. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but when you get into these larger companies, marketing directors never want to have that money sit anywhere. They want to, at the end of the year, throw the money into as many different places as they can. If it actually works, so that, I've tried this guy, I gave him some money for product placement on a movie. And you know what? We got some really good feedback off it. And here's the proof. Boom, boom, boom. You know what? When John has another movie again, I'm funding it. And that's how you create the relationship. Okay? And it's work. It's work. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't just happen easy, but I'm telling you, the method is solid. If you spend $799 for the course, I'm going to show you how you can close $1,000 sponsorship in a minute. I mean, it is literally that easy. You're going to find the sponsor, you're going to pitch everything, you're going to get them on board. You can build the product placement into your program. Have you ever seen in a TV show or a major film, all of a sudden they pick up that special soda that's got that brand name on it? Of course, that particular product has paid that film owner tens of millions of dollars. Even if they paid them $10,000 or $15,000, you're not going to have your actor pick it up and drink it? This is how you get stuff funded. People are thinking wrong when it comes time to fund the project. They're thinking to themselves, no, I need to try to get an investor and I'll pay him back. And no, it doesn't work like that. Product placement is the way to go. You don't want the headache of dealing with an investor and all of a sudden if the product doesn't do well, what happens? You have to give the money back or you get sued for it? So product placement is the way to go because it's easier, a particular product, and put it into a project and promote that so that that product sees the exposure and they get exactly what was promised to them, as opposed to you trying to find an individual to roll this out with. And now it's a different ball game, right? Now if things don't go right, who's to hold the ball? Oh, well, you know what? I didn't really personal guarantee everything. I told him that, he might not get his money back. Look, don't take money from anyone if you don't think you can deliver it from. I mean, you're not going to be able to sleep at night. You have to be honest to yourself and honest to anyone that gives you money. And what you can always see through and promise is product placement, because with the money, you'll be able to get the distribution. You'll be able to do the marketing. At the end of the day, you'll be promoting a product into that video or whatever project you're doing. So I think it's important to follow these simple steps for product placement. Sponsorship is always the way to go. Companies have an influx of money that you don't have no idea. I mean, I talk to hundreds of marketing directors on a daily basis. You look at any one of those that have some serious money and some serious stuff behind it, chances are it's people who are saving the world, right? And it stops there, because they're not going to save the world twice. With this method, you could build a relationship with people who will fund your projects. They will fund your projects on and over down the line. It all gets started by clicking on the Apply and Start Now button to start the course. If you've ever considered about how to film a movie, TV show, or documentary, and you're saying to yourself, I just don't have the money to do it, I want you to stop right now and listen. I'm going to show you a way that you can film your movie for little or no money. Making a film doesn't require a lot of money. It doesn't require a heavy crew, fancy equipment, or expensive locations. It requires a good storyline. And if you have a good storyline, the rest of it falls into play, but you're going to need a little help along the way. There are some connections, places to go, and things to know about and understand about the film industry that once you do know it, you can produce a very good film, a film that is making money, a film that has a future in it for little or no money. Most people in this industry are beginners at filmmaking. And even the most advanced filmmakers are still considered independent filmmakers unless they roll out of Hollywood. That's few and far between. And if we both sit in the same chair of reality, my friends, then we're all independent filmmakers. We're making films, trying to get paid and see them through distribution. You may be asking yourself, should I go to school? Maybe film school will teach me how to make a movie. And you should just be thinking the opposite. Don't go to film school. Attend shoots, try to network with people all around, learn as much as you can. The world is such a great tool right now to learn filmmaking, but I do not encourage anyone to go to film school to learn how to make a movie. Usually what happens when you are making a movie in film school, or they're showing you how to make a movie, you're usually working on outdated equipment, and they're not exactly up to date with all the standards of filmmaking today. I mean, let's face it, people are filming movies on their iPhone. Distribution is about film branding today. Many people get suckered down the black hole track of distributors that do nothing but take your film and put them in the catalog and actually do anything. I am going to show you how to distribute your own film. You won't have to pay anybody. You upload it yourself. You take care of the marketing yourself. You control the revenue stream with your own film. You control every direction that it goes. There's no distributor to tell you that you've signed a 3 or 7 year agreement and you can't do it, because let's face reality, when things get popular and you get offered a licensing deal sometimes from a TV broadcaster, the first thing they're going to look at is that distribution contract. And when that distribution contract has somebody else involved, things are just a complete nightmare to negotiate. So what's really stopping you from doing the film? I mean, honestly, let's think about it for a second. You have a film idea. You said to yourself, I want to make this film. Why? Because I have to tell the world about my story. I want to be able to visualize something in my head, put it in the camera, and have everyone, millions of people, watch what it is that I want to create. Could be a documentary. Maybe it's just for a really good cause. I have this cause. I want to let people know about it, and people can fight and help with the foundation, etc. Maybe it's bringing attention to it. But what's really stopping you from doing that movie or video or documentary? Well, you might say it's the script. I'm not ready for it, but that's just a lackadaisical attitude that you totally want to be done with. You want to be able to do this movie, and you want to be able to do it now. I've done hundreds, maybe thousands. I've actually done thousands of TV shows. So you have to really just say to yourself, I'm going to do it. Take the ball and run with it. You really just have to start with it. I have done films that have won many awards a mile long. And I'm going to tell you that I've funded my own films, but I've never spent a ton of money, because you don't need to. You just have to be smart with the process. I'm going to show you my method of making films. Now, the film business is one of the most gratifying businesses and feelings that you can get in the whole world. I mean, there's nothing like making a film, creating something out of nothing, watching it on the big screen, and have everyone watch your work and all the hard work that you did. I mean, there's no better feeling than that in the world. But this business has a lot of stigmas attached to it. A lot of scam artists out there. A lot of people who promise you distribution. They promise you marketing. I've been through it. I've taken distributors to court. I've sued them. I've gotten my rights back to my films. I mean, I've been through it. Everything that you can go through with taking a film, making it, and distributing it, I've been through it. I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've made a lot of mistakes. So you don't have to make the same costly mistakes. You can follow what I'm going to teach you in this program, and that's to show you how to make a movie for as little as possible, but that it's still going to come out to be the best movie that you can possibly make. I mean, look, let's face reality. You're not going to come up with an idea and expect to, have a budget of $40 million, but there's a way to make the film. There's a way to create that brand, because once you create a brand in the industry, people will come to you to make a film, and that's exactly what's happened to me. Over the years, I've made so many films that people were probably like, man, this guy's crazy. He's making another film. He's making another film. And then finally, I got a knock on the door by a couple of bigwigs to make movies. And that was kind of the start of the headache gone to the floor. So now I can breathe and sleep at night. But this program is going to teach you everything you need to know to make a film. This program is going to teach you everything you need to know to distribute a film, to market a film, and to see your film to the finish line. You don't have to rely on anybody else in this industry to make your film and put it out there. And the excuses is, I'll wait till next year, the script is not ready, I'm waiting for this certain actor or actress to come on board. Drop it. Just do it. You have the idea, pick up the camera, get the crew, grab some friends, grab some actors, and start making the movie. Why? Because if you don't start making this film, we live in a world with a whole bunch of people. Don't think for a second you're the only one with that idea, but you could be the first one to run to the plate with that idea and make that movie. I've seen it all too many times. Now, my genre is horror. I like to make horror films. There has been countless times, okay, that I've had an idea in the back of my head, and I'm not quick enough, I didn't act on it, or maybe I was too busy with some other projects. Sure as enough, another movie comes out with the same idea that I had. Is that coincidence? Did they break into my secret safe of ideas? No, there's a lot of people out there. They're all going to have the same idea. Who's the first to make that idea on the film? That, my friends, wins the race. Okay? In this course, we're going to show you how to film make. We're going to teach you how to write a script. We're going to teach you production. We're going to teach you distribution. We're going to teach you marketing. We're going to show you where to hire experts for pennies on the dollar if you don't know how to do something. Like, let's say I'm not a writer. I don't write either. I'm not a good script writer, right? Most of my movies are done without scripts, but that's just sort of my style. But I'm not one to sit behind a computer and start writing a story. I manifest it in my head. But let's say you wanted to go on a script, but you don't know how to do it. So what are you going to do? You're going to spend months learning? You're going to take on something that you know you're not going to master when you can hire someone who knows how to do it, but pay them only a fraction of what you would pay. There's a road here, folks. There's a road of talented people all over the United States, and you need to find those people who can do very good work for little to no money, okay? And include them in your project. Give them the credit. Give them the exposure. Give them what they want. They want to be known. You can help introduce their work to the public and not go broke doing it. We're teaching the art of filmmaking here, and you don't have to go to NYU and spend $50,000 a year to do it. In fact, I'd say don't go to school to learn how to film make. If you're not learning it from this course, then go and spend some time with someone on set, network, get some numbers, run around, gaffer, hold the boom mic, run and get coffee. Do whatever you can to see how films are made. Learn from my mistakes. I fell on my face 1,001 times in this industry. Now I've got a proven method that I'm happy to share with you guys.